Hi again, my name's Jason Toder. First of all, I'd like to thank Sandy and Matt and everybody that I've met here at the ADC. Can't hear me? Oh, there we go. All right, gotta get used to it. I'd like to thank everybody here at the ADC and everybody being here to echo what some of the other candidates have said. This is a great organization, and just the fact that so many of you come out and participate is a great thing. I'd like to start off by talking about how experienced I am. Unfortunately, I'm only 31, so I don't think I'm really going to be going down that path too directly. But I do have a little bit of experience. It's mostly in the educational field. I started here at Easton High School. I was a graduate in 2000. I went to Moravian College. I got my bachelor's in political science there. I went on to Rutgers University and achieved my master's in public policy. Currently, I work for my father in Bethlehem, where I live with my wife and daughter. We do a lot of historic redevelopment work, actually some projects here locally in Easton, the A&D tile building we worked on, and we also do a lot of solar projects, which is really one of the areas that I think that we need to take the county forward in. I think it's one of the ways that we can save money for the county and apply that money to social services. I'm a little bit biased as far as that's concerned. My wife happens to be a social worker. So we see, both the positive things and the negative things that affect those people who are employed there and those people who go there and need those services. So I think one of the ways that we can offset some of these budget cuts that we're seeing from the state and federal government is to try and tighten our purse strings here a little bit. And one of the ways that we can do that is by providing alternative energy sources for buildings and properties and other areas that are owned by the county. So that's one way that I think that we can achieve that goal. Another thing that I'd like to attempt to achieve is keeping every service that we have at the county level in the county's hands. I don't think that's simply because things get a little tough that that's the time for us to start privatizing things and moving things into the private sector. I think that's the time where we really need to look hard at ways that we can save money and ways that we can move forward such that we can keep those programs. And that's truly the test of a good public servant, is that somebody that's able to do that, not simply to cut and run and take off from where the problem is. So basically that's a little bit about who I am, and I'd like to open it up for any questions.
Okay, you're against privatization, okay. But are you against privatization of the management of our institutions? Like
privatization of the management of, well, yeah, I mean, it depends upon how you look at it, I'm sure. And, like I said, my master's is in public policy. I haven't maybe delved into the issues, all of the issues, as much as maybe some of the other candidates have. But I like to look at things from a base level, and I like to look at things from a research standpoint. And until I have enough information, I've been able to delve into a lot of these issues, I'm really not going to have the perfect answer to that question. My tendency would to say to you would be probably no, but I don't like to make statements about what I would or wouldn't do without actually having, informed myself to the best possible level that I can.
Jason, you're running against people that have a lot of experience. What is your advantage that you bring to the table that you can offer people of Northampton County?
Well, youth and something new, I think, actually. I mean, I hear this gentleman talking about what we're going to do for our children. I have a 2-year-old daughter at home. That's not something that I've done in the past. That's something real that I'm dealing with here and now, trying to pay the bills, trying to pay my mortgage. And at the end of the day, this is not something that I'm doing because it's like, maybe I'll run for county council. I truly want to make a difference. And I want to do it from as early a standpoint as I possibly can in my life, and I want to do it in an area where I can affect as many people as possible with things like social services, and the county is the type of place where that provides it. So 2 things I would say is that I'm part of a new group of people, hopefully, that will be coming through that's actually professionally trained to undertake researching policy and actually understanding not just voting with my heart or voting with what I feel, but rather researching what the correct thing to do is and doing that correct thing. And I think that if we move our political system in that direction, I think that we're all going to be better off for it.
One more question?
I have a question for you. I really do agree with you as far as alternative energy solutions. However, you did mention that you work with your father, and part of that is solar energy. How would you avoid a conflict of interest if you were elected to this position?
Right, well, obviously, we would have to recruit.
Could you repeat that question? Even like.
Oh, the question was about how I would deal with conflict of interest between my father's business doing alternative energy solutions and the county, attempting to move the county forward as far as solar energy is concerned. And obviously, that would be a conflict of interest between my father's firm with me and with alternative energy. I'd like to make the point that the reason that I want to do it is not so that my father and I can make money. It's really more about saving money for the county. You'll have to either take my word for that or not, but you know, I have no personal interest in it, so actually, you know, probably he could do it, but it's not something that I want to get involved with. It's pretty messy. It's not about personal interest. Yeah, it can get messy, I'm sure.
You made out an ethics statement, okay? There is a mechanism that the State Ethics Commission has where you could ask for advice and consent by explaining what you're doing, and they will tell you whether or not you can do it.
Right, well, again, I suppose I would go back to my previous statement about looking at what is allowable and what's not, and being able to research what's permissible.
Once
what's
again, you
not,
gotta
so-
know where to go.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.